G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. I'm going to use my bubble edge mold today, my coaster mold. Now this is the large. I do have a smaller one. This is the large. And I thought I'd already done a video using it, but apparently I haven't. So today's the day. Now I started and then I thought, oh, I better wait for you. And the other thing I want to do is I want to show you how I do my little inside section. So this is just a little plastic bag that I've cut just into a square. Now I'm pushing that into the edges like so. Make sure you don't get any ripples, because any ripples are going to show up on your mold. So just do it just roughly, and then get your marker and just going to mark, push it into the edges there. That's going to give you a rough little picture of where you need to cut. So we're going to cut on the inside of this line because otherwise it's just messy. You get black ink everywhere. So we're going to cut on the inside of that, and then this will be just a little piece of plastic to protect the inside of my mold when I do my dusting. Because, you know, it's a dust, it's a mica powder, it blows everywhere. And then, you know, you have to wipe it, and you don't want to smudge your mold by wiping it. So you've got to be really careful. So just basically a little circle, doesn't have to be perfect. You are going to get a little bit of, you know, mica powder in the middle anyway, no doubt. But I'm just going to get some isopropyl alcohol and just on my gloves and just get that off, that little bit of leftover off, just in case it decides to mark my mold. All right, I think we're good to go now. I think we're good to go. Make sure that it's clean, and here we go. Oh, okay, you're down. All right, he goes, I want to get down. Wait for me, I wasn't ready. Oh my gosh. See how well it wants to adhere to the mold? So, you know, you're not going to get any dust. I really don't know which way it went now. I should have put a little arrow, because it's, you know, it's not a total circle. Oh gosh, I'm a worry. All right, let's just make a little taco of it. And we're just going to push it down like that. Okay, just gently. Try not to get a ripple in it. Just gently. All right, now I can continue on with my dusting. I'm using the Resin metallic silver. And as you can see from over the side here, just give you an idea of what I'm going to do today. This was one of my fireworks molds, or fireworks that I did, so I thought I'd do that again because it's got bubbles, and this looks as if it's all started as bubbles. So I'm going to do that. I'll finish dusting all my little bubbles here. It takes a little bit of time because you sort of got to go into each one and go around with the brush, so it's going to take me a little while. I won't bore you with making you watch the whole thing, but that's basically what I'm going to do. The other thing is, actually, it's a good idea maybe just to put a little bit in there, especially if it's quite low, you know, if you're running low. It's a good idea just to put it in there, and then you're only getting a little bit. You don't want to get too much. So, good little tip for you. So basically I'm just pushing it in there, and then when I'm done, I'll take this whole mold over to my bin, my trash can, and give it a good blow, or you can take it outside. Just don't do it in your workspace, because then you're going to get it over everything. It's very fine powder. Doesn't take too long. So you can do whatever color you want. You might want to do rainbow, gold, copper. I love the metallics on edges, and also doing this sort of helps prevent the bubbles from sticking as well to the mold. So that's always a good thing too. If you've got an intricate mold, always a good idea to dust it. So anyway, I'll finish this. I'm nearly done. Look, I only got that little bit there. It's because I'm talking too much. I'll just finish this and then I'll go and give it a blow. I have already got my resin mixed up and sitting, getting warm. Because we want it to get warm and thick for the 3D blooms. Even though it's a firework, it's the same sort of thing. We wanted the resin to get thick and warm. So I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, I've taken it over and give it a blow. So let's peel the plastic off. And ta-da! It is beautifully clean. You just have to remember which is the top and which is the bottom of your paper so that you can use it next time. Now the resin is getting quite warm. It's at temperature. So we'll just pour that in. I'm not sure exactly how much I want to use. I may do 2 layers because it's quite a deep mold, so I may actually just come back and do another layer of fireworks, and I can see, you know, how it's spreading. And then I'm going to do like a purpley background. You know the Merlot that I used the other day? This one? Let's Resin Dark Purple. Actually, that's not it. Where's the Merlot? Merlot. Oh, I'm going to have to go and find it. All right, I got the wrong one. Let's mix the white in. So I've got 20 grams of resin in here. And we'll do 1, 2 drops of white bloom pigment paste. Let's see what that's going to look like. Actually, while that's, I better get my blue ink. I want to do something like, I like these colors. I'm going to do something similar. So I'm going to put just a little bit of blue in the middle. Oops. There we go. Let's just see what that looks like. Actually, let's do, okay, we've got 2 drops of Let's Resin Sapphire Blue in there, so I can just sit there for a minute while I mix this. Gosh, it's getting warm in the studio. All right, I think that's mixed enough. And just going to kind of give it a bit of a swirl around, just so that the outside is a little bit sort of wispier than the center. It's all going to move and change anyway, so you don't have to worry too much about it. And I stirred a bit heavy-handed there. Let's have a look. Okay, that's looking good. You can still sort of see the stick through a little bit, but just a little bit. You don't want to make it totally opaque because it'll be too heavy. The white paste will be heavy, and then it'll just drop down, and you won't get your fireworks to spread. All right, let's have a look and see if that's, hopefully that's going to be good. Feels quite warm now. Yeah, it's we've gone to like having 21 degrees in the studio to it's 27 degrees in the studio. Like, where did winter go? It's not even spring yet, and it's, oh my gosh, it's hot. All right, getting hot. Air conditioning days from now on, I think. I'm gonna just wind that up until I make sure there's no air pockets in there. I don't want to catch any air pockets. All right, let's make a start. Now, you don't want your hole too big because you don't want them sort of dropping everywhere. So I'm just holding this vertically, as you can see, actually horizontally. Holding it horizontally, and the drops are just dropping out on their own. I'm not squeezing, they're just dropping. I guess if I'd made my hole a little bit smaller, I could squeeze a little bit. Now I'm trying to get between each dot, just so that when, oops, okay, you want to go there, so they don't, the lines don't go on top of each other. You can see there where the white hit the alcohol ink, it the alcohol makes it spread. So I'm not sure if that's going to work as well as I'm hoping. Hopefully it'll be all right. But yeah, the alcohol in the alcohol inks does make your white spread. So I'm just going all the way around. It's quite therapeutic actually. There's a little tiny one in there where I dropped, I spilled. So not sure what that one's going to do. It is a bit tricky to try and get them to be off center, because then, you know, the further out you go, the wider the spaces get. So you just sort of got to just try and hope for the best, really. Try and hope for the best. Whoops. We need to wind up again. And you don't need a lot. I mean, I put 20 grams in here for the white, but I didn't really need all that. And there's another tiny little white one there, a little tiny, actually maybe I can add to it so it looks like a proper drop. There we go. Just add to it. Is it moving yet? I can't see. I'm concentrating on dropping. I haven't looked to see if it's actually moving. I'll go right up to the edge because the resin will want to pull away from the edge. Not leaving myself much room to come back and do a second layer, am I? We'll see what it looks like once it's sort of set up, and then I can decide if I want to come back and do another row or not. A little bit concerned about the center, the way that white was behaving, but it is what it is. Look, they're all pointing in. Oh, they're doing it, they're doing it. This one says, I'm too close to the edge. I want to hang on to the edge. There we go. Okay, I think that's enough. Hang on, there's a space there. See, once they start moving, you can have a look and see if there's any sort of gaps that you want to fill in. But you do want to see some, I like to see some sort of background happening. So hopefully, I like to see the background. Hopefully this will look nice. Now I'm not going to torch because it can disrupt and sort of, you know, pop bubbles and heat the alcohol and do all kinds of weird things, and just try and leave it. Okay, try and leave it alone. All right, yeah, we'll just give it a few hours, and then I'll come back and decide if I want to do more fireworks to have a really 3D look. Maybe I can do a different color around there, but yeah, I won't know until we've waited for this to move and stop moving. Okay, do you want to come down and have a look, see what it's looking like? Come and have a bit of a closer look. Can't see what's going on right in the middle. I mean, you know, the resin goes from the outside into the middle. The ones that are in the middle, they're already in the middle, so they can't go into the middle anymore. So they're just going to be little dots, which is fine. If you don't want to do one right in the center, you can just do some sort of around the outside so that they all point inwards. You don't have to do a middle one, but I always like to do a middle one. Okay, there's a few that I sort of added later that will need to move still, but hopefully they all will. All right, I will see you soon for the next step. All right, this layer has cured. I'm a little bit off center. I can see that now, but never mind. It's done now. My bench may not be quite level. I might have to lift this side up a little bit. I'll have to check that. Now, I did tell you I was using the Let's Resin Fast Cure before that, but I'll just show you what the bottles look like in case you're looking for them. That's them there, A and B. And I have also mixed up some more for my top coat. Now, I did go and find the dark Merlot, which is the one I used when I did my snake the other day, but this actually I think I'm going to go with the dark purple after all. So you get lots of different colours in the box. With the Let's Resin mica powders, I don't have my box anymore. I've just got them all on my shelf. I colour code them all, so we're going to use the purple. Now, I will show you the box for that blue, sapphire blue alcohol ink that I used. So this is them all in here. They're all individually wrapped. But I did take the blue out. Cerulean. I love cerulean. It's like one of my favourite colours. So yeah, that's the 18 piece. These are the high concentrated alcohol inks. There's also regular alcohol inks as well for Let's Resin. So I will link Let's Resin for you down in the description. And of course there's the metallics. I've got a gold as well. Yeah, I'll link them down in the description for you. So if you want to grab anything that you've seen today, you can use any of the links and coupon code. And yeah, grab yourself some amazing products. I'll do 2 scoops because I've got quite a lot in here. I don't know if I'm going to need all this, but it does get wider as it gets higher, so I may need a little bit more. And if I need to darken it, which I don't know that I will, but if I do, I can just add a drop of the black alcohol ink. It's a good way of darkening any colour. How pretty is that? So pretty. I might add 1 drop of black actually, just to darken it. Do you want to come with me? Let's go. Let's go. Round we go. Morning, doggies. Do you want to come and say hi? Hello. Hello. Say hello to everyone on YouTube who's sticking their head up there. Hello. Okay. Holly, where are you off to? Okay, here we go. Let's see. There's my Let's Resin. And is that, no, that's coffee. Oh, brown. Where did I put my black? Where did I put my black? I had to go and find my new black out of my box because, yeah, I actually just remembered that I'd used it all up. So there we go. 1 drop of black in there, and we'll see how that goes. Add it slowly just in case you've got too much black in there. You don't want to overpower it. All right, I think we're good to go. I'm just going to stick with the 1 drop of black. Oh, it's really pretty color, isn't it? Really pretty. Okay, here we go. Pour it on. I'll go slowly just to make sure I'm not going to overflow it. We'll push it up to the edges. Sometimes it can look as if it's still got some room, but then as it spreads, you don't want it to overflow. So just push it to the edges. Make sure all these little gorgeous bubbles are filled. And of course, if you don't want to have such a deep coaster, you can just fill it halfway and have a, you know, a more shallow coaster. Just because you've got a deep mold doesn't mean that you have to fill it that deep. Totally up to you. You could just do a very thin layer of the purple. There we go. So that's pretty much it. Now we just have to let this cure up. And I'll come back to you in about, probably 6 hours, I guess, to unmold. Depends on how deep your work is. You know, if it's quite deep, it might take less time, and also if you're in a warm climate, it'll take less time. But if it's quite shallow and you're in a cool climate, then it's going to take a little bit longer, so we'll see. Don't know that I want to fill it up any more than that. I think that's enough. Some of these bubbles are higher up, but I don't think I want to fill them any more than that. All right, let's give it a bit of a spray with some isopropyl alcohol. And you can see already, see how the resin's pulling in? So that will all close up. And that is exactly how your blooms work, by the resin moving to the inside and spreading your white lines that you've drawn. That's how your blooms work. All right, see you for the unmolding. All right, it has cured. Look at those gorgeous striations there. I don't know if you can see them, that the resin's made as it pulls in from the edges. And with that little bit of leftover resin, I made 2 puffy hearts. I just put a little bit of glitter in them. So we'll have a look. I always use my puffy heart mold for leftovers. Ooh, there we go. I put a little bit of silver sparkle in them. Aren't they gorgeous? That's them. Pretty colour. All right, moving on to the main event. Let's see. Ooh, molds come out nice and clean. I love it when when the resin picks up all that mica powder and it comes out nice and clean. I'll just have a little bit on the edges to clean there. So I will link my large bubble edge mold for you in the description. If you want the smaller one, I also have a smaller one available. Just check my store. All right. Now, I know my center is off center, so don't yell at me because of that. All right, let's have a look. Oh my gosh, it's psychedelic with all the dots everywhere. Oh my gosh. What's it called, the people that don't like to see dots? Or is it holes? I don't like holes or dots. I don't know. There's a name for it. But anyway, we're looking at the mold, okay? Looking at the mold. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the bubble edges. It's so cool. It's very tactile. Feels cool. So there's that one. Oops. A little bit soft on the very tippy edges still. Yeah. What do you think? And yeah, that's not quite centered, but it's worked well for what I was trying to do. Make lots of bubbles and lots of dots and things like that. It's worked well. And I can see that, I can see the blue, I can see the purple behind it. And then of course the white and the silver. So there you go. It's very, it's in your face, that's for sure. Love it. All right, let me know what you think of it. I will have to try and level my bench next time so that I get it in the center. Never mind. It still worked really well. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. And I will see you all again real soon for the next one. Let me know what you want to see. All right. Give me some ideas on what you'd like to see me do next. There you go. Side view. All right. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all again real soon. Bye for now.